Firstly, a lot of people may not recognize me. Even if you do hear the show on radio, you might not recognize me. And the reason for that is because my voice is tall and blonde and muscular, Polynesian tattoos, likes long walks on the beach. You know what I mean? It's amazing. And this is me. So I went to Jeffrey's. And I did that, I spoke about that, and a lady came up to me afterwards and she says, I am from Iran, I listen to you every day. You're right, your voice is very sexy, but what is this? What is this in front of me? But I love the diversity here, it's absolutely amazing. Have we got some Xhosa people in the house? Yeah? Second quietest response I ever got, but it's lovely. I learned my Xhosa on radio, so molweni bapula pulia kaya. Njani? Diyamelela njengenkomo. Strong as an ox, that's what I said. Yeah, it's a well-known Xhosa expression that, yeah. Anyway, and then to the English folks, hello. How's it? The Afrikaans people, any Afrikaans folks? Daar's hulle. Die uwe gevleelde woorde, dit is wonderlik om deelname te verneem hier vanaand. It's wonderful. So I really enjoy languages. It's really good, and I'm a little bit worried, guys, because there's talk about the Third World War. There's talk about it, and I'm really conflicted because it's really interesting. I mean, the way South African politics has been going on the international stage, we're kind of more aligned with Russia than America. Have you noticed this? I grew up watching the good guys and the bad guys. You know what I mean? We watched this. And now I'm like, which side are we on, eh? And I'm thinking, and then Vladimir Putin's like, we will nuke you. We will totally nuke you, okay? One more move, and the nukes are coming. And then I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how to feel, because I'm on the side of the former bad guys, but we will strike first. You know what I mean? So I'm conflicted about that. But I'm thinking, if that happens, and they win, and whatever, and then we become a subdivision of Russia, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, are there any Zimbabweans here? Yeah, that's great. Or like we like to call it, South Africa Extension A. So I feel like we will, become some kind of subdivision of Russia. So I thought we should learn some Russian tonight. Are you ready? Let's do a bit of a tutorial. So how they greet is they say, Privyet. Are you ready? Privyet. Privyet. Brilliant. And then when they ask, how are you? They say, Kak dula. I kid you not. Kak dula. So, Privyet. Kak donkey. I'm living in South Africa right now. It's a little tough. Not gonna lie. Petrol price worries me. There's a lot of stuff. But thank you for asking. Yeah, it's good. It's something. Then the other thing as well. Working in radio, it's very interesting because you get to meet a lot of people. But also a lot of people you don't meet. They send you messages or requests all the time. And people are sometimes shocked. We don't choose the music that we play. It's a very scientific system. So we can't always just play. Sometimes I say, hey, today take requests, play music, but generally there's this whole system of what we have to play. But when we do get requests, I absolutely love it. The audience in this area is just brilliant. They are straight to the point. They'll ask things like, can we please get the Llewellyn song? Do you know the Llewellyn song? Llewellyn will be my soul and my destiny. Llewellyn. They like the Llewellyn song. A lot of people A lot of Afrikaans people like the Simone song. You know Simone? Simone, you acting kind of crazy. Don't call it Simone. Yeah, they like that one. But there was one that caught me off guard the other day. Person sent a message, said, listen, give a call, say, listen, I'd like the Lorraine song, please. So I'm like, the Lorraine song. This is a very famous song. Everyone loves that song, the Lorraine song. So I'm like, well, can you hum it for me or sing it? They say, I bless Lorraine down in Africa. So that was a new one for me. But you get these requests. Oh, and then the other thing, a lot of people don't realize that radio is quite corporate nowadays. We actually have a whole building, and there's like just over a dozen people working on air, and then there's like 60 people working behind the scenes. So we have, like Arthur, an office. And like Arthur, and maybe you, The oak did the same thing. He put the toilet next to the kitchen. It's terrible. And everyone's got that colleague who brings that lunch. You know what I mean? That lunch. You can either see it and it's good, like recently it was Melkterdag. You know, must have been an Afrikaans newsreader. There's a see-through container with milk tart in it. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen at my house. I don't know about yours. It doesn't stay there. But anyway, that's there. The other one is that guy who brings that biryani or whatever. You know, something really. And then there's the guy who brings that pungent curry. And then you go and complain to your friend, you know, because they microwave it and then they leave it to stand. You know what I mean? You walk through there. But now remember that the toilet is right there next to the kitchen. So you walk out and you say to your mate, yeah, did you check the Oaks brought? The whole place is just smelling like curry. And then he says, wait. Before or after? What fragrance, which side? Is it, you know? It's tough. But, let me just say this. There's a lot of, I love the diversity in our audience in South Africa. We all get together. We learn about each other. I mean, I've learned so much about Sia. I also came from a bad background, but having said that, you know, for us, we were very wealthy. We had Imana mints, you know, the soya. Imana mints, brother. Yes. And bread. Yeah. No. So on one level I relate. I'm a half James, but I'm not a full James. But I'm developing, you know. And I just want you to know that a lot of people say nowadays, yeah, but you know, people are changing the economy, you know, and why people are escaping all the financial pressures. It's true. It's true. That's why we go to Woolworths, bro, when we're having a braai, and we buy mushrooms because we're more vegan nowadays. It's got nothing to do with the price of a T-bone at Woolworths. I did sell the car, but it's still, anyway, I'm just saying. It's, you know, and when I go to the teller with my mushrooms, and she says, excuse me, have you got your membership card? Then I'm like, no, I left it on the yacht. It's got to maintain, you know, you got to maintain. But there's one thing I've got to say nowadays, it's not really PC, you know, to say you're proud. You know, I'm white and I'm proud. But there's one thing I'm very proud of. We are in the world. I want to just put something out there. One thing I can be proud of. And you can judge me on the scientific value of whether I should be proud of this or not. We are, in fact, the best dancers in the world. I was expecting some support from this area. You know. Okay, all right. I get that that's a controversial statement. So let's be very scientific about it. I will posit my theory, and then you can tell me if you agree or not based on my argument. I mean, that's a scientific way of doing it. All right. So here's my argument. My argument is, every nation in the world that's really good at dancing, every one of them, whether you go from Indonesia to Iraq to Vietnam, China, India, not Minnesota so much, but you know what I mean? These other, if you go to any place, Africa, India, every nation that's perceived as great dancers, they all have one thing in common. They need the beat. They interpret the beat with their body. And white people do not need the beat. Hell, we don't even understand the beat. We just bust a move. And the beat catches us on the second verse. The beat for us is like audio wallpaper. It's nice to have, but it doesn't dictate your day. You just bust that move anyway. And the best of the best among us are the Afrikaans oaks, the boere. And I'll tell you why. That oak who comes from the deep Free State. You know the deep Free State? Yeah. Where they build them like 6 foot by 6 foot by 6 foot. Where the oak's got to go to the army to wear shoes. You know what I mean? He's got a name like Bucksteen, Vleis, Os, Renoster. These oaks, 300 kilograms of solid muscle. He stands like this, you think nothing can shake him. But let the sucky music play, as light as a feather. They'll put you to shame. They will put you to shame. Sure. The other thing that I'm loving tonight, I turned 50 in January. Thank you. I'm conflicted about the applause because I didn't do anything. I just showed up. But as you get a bit older, you start thinking back on things, and you start missing things, and you think, oh, I remember when I was young, there was this or that, And the one thing that young people will never understand today is the evolution of television, okay? Because they won't know this thing of waiting for your episode till next week with the ad breaks in between. You have to time how long you go to the bathroom, all that stuff. But I was around at the time when there were only 6 channels in South Africa. Only 6. SABC 1, 2, 3, ETV, Mnet, and Soeknet. DSTV, 400 channels, nothing on. Yeah. Young sister, I was like, I've got streaming service. I'm like, me too. I pay and then I cry. Streams down because I paid this month and I watched everything last month already, But anyway, so Soeknet, 400 channels. It was tough. But one thing I liked, at a certain point, they kind of classified the channels all together. And I thought, no, this is excellent. And the first 3 were movies, then there was action, then it went like that. And so you could switch on to the first one, and then you'd see, come with me if you want to live, Sarah Connor. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back. And then you go to channel 2, it says, I'm back. Okay. This was the sequel. Then you go to the 3rd channel, I'm back again. Three. But my favorite of those channels was I think it was 106 back in the day. It was all the flames. All the flames. I'm getting to that action zone. And it was the action channel. And they used to play those kung fu movies that were badly translated. Do you remember those? I love those. And they had so much respect for us that they left the lips out of sync. You know what I mean? And I go, hey, you! Wanna fight? Fight me! You killed my father, and today I kill you. Love those. Not only did they respect us so much with those, they also left the sound effects out of sync. And then the Afrikaans channels came, loved that cake net, was there, and then you'd get Nathaniel Sitafel, and there's Nathaniel with Gordon Ramsay. Hello Gordon, ach ja, nee, arme vent, shame, hy's so bleek, is nog iets. No, I was telling them, welcome Gordon, what are you making today? I'm making French onion soup with all the right ingredients. Ag, dis tragies. Die sop is die kleur van 'n ligte hoofpyn. No, I'm telling them it looks delicious, Gordon. And then you get that other guy. Do you remember that other guy, Hanon? Glam Guru. Have you come across this guy? I love that guy. Any woman here should take advice from him about makeup because he wears a lot. And he would do his Glam Guru thing and he would say, okay, now we're going to do makeup for the face. Okay, vir die gesig. Ons gaan oral se, jy begin met die base, you start with the base, okay? And you moet hom egalig aansit. You must put it on everywhere. The base must be beautifully distributed because nobody wants American Indians. Apache. Say no to Apaches. And then we must do the smoky eyes. Next, smoky eyes that you look under. Yeah, smoky eyes, very sexy. They must say, come here, bedroom eyes, smoky eyes, beautiful. And then you must use the lip stiffy, okay? And you must choose a good red. You must choose the kind of red that says, I'm here, not I'm here on the corner. You know what I mean? The good red. And when you've finished with all of this and you've done your face beautifully, you are ready to go out. Now that we've finished with the men, let's talk to the ladies. So there we go. Thank you so much for being here tonight and not skipping the channels. Thank you. Let me hear. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. All right. Okay. And finally, I want to share a joke. This is one I heard years ago, and it stuck with me because I don't know if it's a true story or not, but I feel like the audience here is wise enough. That's a code, It's wise enough in years, many of you, to understand the punchline. So I'll leave you with this punchline, and the person next to you, if they're like millennial or something, you go, no, you explain. Okay, it goes like this. Richard Branson, remember him? He was adventuring around the world. Legend has it he was in an airplane, a bi-wing, there's bi-wing airplanes. He was going to go around the world solo flight, and he ends up in Antarctica somewhere, and he develops engine on the and there he is. He's in the middle of nowhere. And he's thinking now, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then this Inuit fellow steps off his sled or whatever. He's got his dogs there. And he's got, a bow around. And he's got skins of whatever he was hunting there. I'm assuming it wasn't, tigers or something, because Antarctica. But anyway, I didn't get to the Geographic Channel. But anyway, so he's got his otter skins or whatever. And there he is. And he's thinking, this guy looks serious. He's armed. He's obviously killed these animals. He doesn't know me. I'm in trouble. And he goes, hello, hello. This fellow looks at me and goes, hello. He says, you speak English? He goes, quite well, actually. He said, well, I'm in a bit of trouble. My plane crashed. I need to get to a telephone. He goes, 13 miles due south, there is a village from which you can communicate. He says, my goodness, man, may I ask you a question? He says, oh, yes, old fellow. What do you want to know? He says, you're in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Where did you learn such impeccable English? He goes, shortwave radio. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. See ya, see ya.